Hello and welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. On the evening of March the 16th, Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn had a phone conversation with Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba to discuss the situation in Ukraine. Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn shared the loss and damage of Ukrainian people, emphasizing that Vietnam's support for international efforts to provide humanitarian assistance to the people in Ukraine. The minister emphasized that Vietnam wants the party to exercise restraint, reduce tensions, and continue to make efforts for dialogues to find a long-term solution on the basis of the conformity with international law and taking into account the legitimate interests of the parties. In a phone call on evening of March the 15th, the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn affirmed Vietnam's position. According to which, international disputes and disagreements should be resolved by peaceful means, in compliance with fundamental principles of UN Charter and international law. For their part, both Russian and Ukrainian ministers affirmed that they would support for a safe evacuation of Vietnamese citizens. In the near future, in addition to declaring entry via tờkhaiyt.vn, people entering Vietnam can also declare on the PC COVID pandemic prevention application. This is a proposal of Ministry of Information and Communication to facilitate users who have used PC COVID application before. They do not need to re-enter personal information, reducing the time to declare information. This proposal of the Ministry of Information and Communications received the agreement of Ministry of Health. According to statistics, until the end of last week, more than 37.8 million users have installed the PC COVID application nationwide, accounting for 39.43% of the population and 56.72% of smartphones. Since its launch, the PC COVID application has been continuously improved, adding more features and utilities such as features that allow users to scan QR offline, send offline feedback, and make medical declarations quickly with just one touch. The utility COVID data helps users track data about the COVID-19 pandemic, automatically warning the risk of users coming into contact with F0. According to Bình Dương Department of Health, statistics on COVID-19 cases in the area show an increasing trend. Compared to 7 days ago, COVID-19 cases increased by more than 80%. Moreover, most F0 are asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic. Therefore, this province temporarily stops announcing daily numbers of cases, instead focusing on improving the quality of healthcare, reducing the rate of F0 cases having severe diseases and deaths. According to the Bình Dương health sector, the number of COVID-19 cases does not reflect the actual situation. It is only suitable for analysis and assessment and a basic to make appropriate solutions. The Bình Dương health sector has developed a plan to vaccinate the first, second, and the third doses of COVID-19 vaccine for the entire population in the province in order to achieve a high coverage rate and complete the vaccination plan, which is scheduled to be finished on March 31st, 2022. Deputy Prime Minister Lê Văn Thành have just signed a decision approving the Sustainable Development Project of Macadamia in the period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050. The goal is to develop macadamia into efficient and sustainable production industry, contributing to the implementation of the strategy on agricultural, rural development, socio-economic development, environmental protection, and national defense and security assurance. The scheme strives for the output of processed macadamia nuts to reach about 130,000 tons by 2030, about 500,000 tons of nuts by 2050. The export value of macadamia products will reach about 400 million USD in 2030, about 25 billion USD by 2050, of which the proportion of whole raw macadamia products does not exceed 40%. In the early morning of March 17, the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank (FED) decided to raise the basic interest rate for the first time after more than 3 years. In a statement, the Federal Open Market Committee (FOMC), the policy-making body of FED, said that the bank decided to raise the basic interest rate by 0.25%, thereby raising the interest rate band of the FED to a level of 0.25% to 0.5%. The announcement said that the FED will continue to closely monitor the economic situation and the inflation for more rate hikes from now until the end of the year. And it is expected that the interest rate will increase to about 1.9% by the end of this year. This is the first time the FED has raised the basic interest rate since the COVID-19 pandemic broke out in early 2020, thereby ending the period when the bank kept interest rates at a record low to support the economy. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.